We have a real twist on things, Eric. The same folks that were advising everyone not to buy a variable annuity, and we don't get into the variable annuity as much as we do the hybrid annuity, but a lot of the folks that were talking bad stuff about the variable annuity,
saying nasty things about buying a variable.
Now we're seeing this change of events, folks, where the guarantees were so good in the variable annuities of yesteryear that nowadays the same guys that were basically saying don't buy those, they're just paying high commissions to insurance agents, are now basically saying, hey, if you've got one of those variable annuities, do not let it go.
The guarantees you've got there, nobody can beat that. I don't know how you did that. It's interesting because we say, and the fun thing in this article, they talked about, hey, the guarantees were often unnecessary and costly.
Right.
Well, guess what? It's guarantees. Why is it?
They're not unnecessary when they're necessary,
and they weren't costly when they saved your butt.
Exactly. When it became, a great deal.
Exactly.
And so that's where we always say that hindsight's 20/20, and all the experts seem to agree, and then find out later that they're wrong.
Yeah, and that's where, when we talk about annuities, you talk about the guarantees.
Right.
If you can live with the minimum guarantee and you know exactly what you're going to get and you're happy with that, anything beyond that is icing.
Right. And I personally, Eric, have talked to several folks that have called in and described their variable annuity to me, and they've said, hey, it's got a 6% death benefit. It's got a 6% withdrawal rate that I'm taking out. I'll get my principal back. I can take 6% out.
We can't get those right now.
Well, yeah, we tell those people typically, unless there's some great extenuating circumstance, don't give that up. That is a very good guarantee, and they don't do that anymore.
Right. And some of them, if you bought it when the market was going gangbusters, and you had that annual lock-in or those ratchets, so it locked in at that high water mark.
Right, and you're working off of that now. Yeah, going up
everything
from there.
Else went down, but now it keeps building off of that.
Well, and the variable annuity companies, they looked at past performance. They did their actuarial studies, and they said, hey, based on this, we can offer these contractual guarantees. But what do they tell us about past performance?
Never predict future performance. Never guaranttees future performance.
Exactly.
Based on past,
Exactly. So here they are caught in their own dilemma of future performance not matching past performance. So they're all scaling back.
Yeah. Now we should make the point that these companies that are trying to buy out of their guarantees.
Yes.
It's not at risk to the consumer.
True.
What these companies are trying to do, they're trying to become more profitable.
Right.
And because they have to dedicate a whole lot more assets to reserving for those guarantees, they could take those dollars and use them in more profitable divisions, typically property, casualty, and those other areas. So those are the companies that are saying, we can make more money by putting our dollars someplace else.
Right.
So your annuities, if you're in one of those companies that is looking at maybe buying you out,
think twice.
Yeah. First of all, don't know if it's a great option to buy it out, and but so you have to weigh that very carefully as well.
Get with an advisor that can really look at it closely and say, hey, no, this is a good one. Keep it. That doesn't mean that all of the older annuities are good.
Right. And there's some bad ones.
Yes, there are. And yet, if you're looking for a new annuity, there are newer annuities, and this is where we get back into the hybrid or the fixed, because they weren't investing in the stock market or riskier investments. They're putting the money from those annuities into bonds and very high-grade investments, U.S. Treasuries, and so they weren't hit with the same things the variable annuity companies have been, and their contractual guarantees are in many cases equal to or better than what some of the past variable annuity guarantees were.
And those are really the new style that we like, that typically took some of those best components from those old variables, those income riders and those income guarantees, and have added those to a fixed component. And that's where we see a lot of the move in today, where if you're looking at an annuity today,
Yeah.
those fixed or hybrid annuities with indexing components to get better returns.
They give you those contractual guarantees that the old variable annuities gave us.
Yeah.
And I guess, nobody really knows the future, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and predict something. It's kind of like when we look at ourselves in a mirror, Eric. We are all guilty of it. We look back 2-3 years ago and we go, wow, I was a lot thinner then. Or I was a lot younger then, or I wish I could go back to that. I predict that if things continue on with the type of economy and headwinds we've had, that we'll look back at today's annuities and we'll go, wow, what if I would have got that set up then?
Yeah.
And it's kind of that way, each year that goes along, as long as there's some good contractual guarantees, if we can lock into those and we're satisfied with those, a lot of times later on we can look back and go, wow, that was a good move.
Yeah, and I agree. It's being satisfied with the guarantee.
Yeah.
And as long as that. So, you gonna answer the question? Are the old ones better than the new ones?
Well, so many times we end with a statement that basically say, well, it depends. And it does depend. And you really do have to look at it and determine
Right.
it. And most of the time, on a older variable annuity, going back maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years, where that annuity had some good riders on it, there's a pretty good chance that you don't want to give that annuity up. On the other hand, if we're looking at some of these newer annuities, and maybe yours was quite a bit older, or you didn't get the riders on it.
Don't have the guarantee.
Right, or you just can't live with the idea that your principal's at risk and it can go backwards. Yeah. There can be some reasons to change up to a newer annuity.
So, in hindsight, basically, or in retrospect, some of the old ones are good, some of the new ones are good, some of the old ones are bad, some of the new ones are bad. So, you had it. We summarized it,
That's right. That's right.
Thanks for checking us out today.
Thank you.